Good afternoon to all the viewers of Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show. You are really hugely waiting for this segment because, by the way, it's been one of the most watched, and I'm really shocked. You know, when you look at the match previews, right, not as much watched like this. You know, when you look at maybe the match reaction draws with it, but this segment of how the players of Arsenal are going to have to prepare themselves for the game of Bayern Munich and any games that Arsenal are going to play is going to have to obviously show us that it is hugely and hugely watched by you, the viewers of the Rokani Media Football. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And the last video we put up of the preparation had 3,000 views, and it's really very positive, and I'm really in it, and I just love you guys because you've gonna hit to show us and really support us for the possible time, and we are soon hitting 21,000 subscribers, right? So continue to subscribe such that we hit 20,800 subscribers before the end of today. Let's really make it a point that it goes that side. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life. And let's see close to 400 likes smashing this video. Now, before we get into that, to show you how Arsenal had to prepare for the side of Bayern Munich. Remember, they first trained at the Sobha Reality Training Center, London Conley. Then they traveled to Munich, and they had to obviously feel the pitch of Munich. And that's how they went ahead to obviously go ahead and obviously sleep off. And right now, they are charging for the game. Now, Arteta was asked on whether he is spoken to Xabi Alonso ahead of the game for advice. Remember, Bayern Leverkusen took a double away from Bayern Munich this season at the Allianz Arena and their stadium down in Munich. So, sorry, in Leverkusen, right? And now, he replied and said, first of all, big congratulations to Xavi and to Xabi and Granit Xhaka, because it was a big day for him as well. So I'm happy for them and very impressed with that they've done. Yes, I congratulated him because we are good friends and because I'm really happy for him, but that's a different story. We don't face this competition regularly, and it's a Champions League tie, so a game is very different. So Arteta is like, I never went ahead talked to sorry, I talked to Xavi because I had to congratulate him because Bayern Leverkusen were really winners over the weekend. For the very first time in history, they went ahead to lift the first Bundesliga in the first Bundesliga title in Germany. And he was like, yeah, we are gonna really do the needful. We talked, but this is a different competition altogether. But I know he's just trying to obviously cover a little bit onto what he really went ahead to tell him, because in this situation where Arteta is, he needs Xabi Alonso to obviously come in and really tell him, please, this is what we did to obviously knock out the side of to beat Bayern Munich twice. And I think it's the same master plan I talked about in the match preview, that if Arsenal want to knock out Bayern Munich, what do they have to do? What they have to do is simple. They have to really park the bus and hit them on the brake. That is it. Invite pressure, you know, be resilient to that pressure, and then hit them on the brake. And Arsenal has some of the fastest players that will ever lead that counter-attack. Saka, Martinelli, or Jesus, even Kai Havertz is fast. Odegaard is fast. Declan Rice is fast, meaning that they can really lead a counter and it can result into better results. And I think if it goes with the master plan of Xabi Alonso, they can easily beat the side of Bayern Munich, because Bayern is vulnerable in the defense. They are vulnerable in the defense, and the only way Arsenal failed to really kill off that game is because they went ahead to obviously let in 2 stupid goals at the back of their net. But if they can keep some good discipline in the central defense, Arsenal has all what it takes to go through and really play in the semi-finals in there for you. Now, Arteta was asked on what sort of performance we will see today. He said, depending as well on their approach, for sure, I want my team to be ourselves regardless of the stadium. Sometimes you want to do certain things and the opponent does not allow you to do it, and we are going to be very clear how we are going to play the game, how we want to play the game, and what is going to give us the best chance to win. And I think he's lying. He cannot really open up like how he opened up when he was playing at the Emirates. I know he's really going to be a little bit reserved, right? And he's going to hit Bayern Munich on the break. You remember how they played Man City? That's the template that Mikel Arteta is deploying today. I'll be surprised if at all Mikel Arteta says, let's go head to head. You know? Like, end-to-end game, I don't think he's really going to go for that. He's going to go for a game that is really simple. Go all out, attack them on a counter, and play a low block. Protect your defense, compactness in the middle of the park. When you get that ball, hit them on the break. Press them. And I think that's where Jorginho comes in through to be very important in this game. You know how he obviously puts in those line-breaking passes from far to release the forwards and release the legs of Bukayo Saka. So I think Jorginho is going to be important in this game of football. Though in the last game, he was the one responsible for the second goal. For that blind pass, went ahead to lay through, and it was blocked, I think, by Cash. And Cash went ahead to release Ole Watkins, and Ole Watkins went ahead to obviously make it bad for the side of Arsenal. Then as we go into the what is it called, the preparations, Arteta on how Arsenal can look to improve their recent record in Munich. He said, we have to change it, and the opportunity comes here. It's a lot of things, and that we can do to write that story very differently tomorrow. It's going to be about putting in a very, very strong performance collectively and individually to earn the right to be in the semi-final. Now, when you look at that, to be in the semi-finals, Arsenal has always gone ahead to lose. I think they've gone ahead to play in Germany several times, but against Bayern Munich, they've ever gone ahead to win against them once. You know, though they couldn't go through because the first tie had gone ahead to end 3-1 at Emirates. So the records don't favor them, but Arteta is like, it's the right opportunity to change it, because if an opportunity is available, that means you are having a chance to rewrite history. That Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously become a team to obviously silence Bayern Munich and knock them out. Now let's go to how they went ahead to train at the London Coney also Reality Training Center. This is Mikel Arteta, the manager, positive and happy. Martinelli and Emile Smith-Rowe obviously being close to one another, and Martinelli is really having a very bad season. I don't know why. Ever since he returned, he looks totally off. And if Martinelli can only rise just 60% to his performance levels, I think he can be one of the heroes tonight. I tell you, because spaces are going to be there for him to run. Bayern Munich are going to commit. They are going to commit. They'll want to attack. And trust me, if you use the pace of Gabriel Martinelli well, he can really send them to the limbo. Emile Smith-Rowe and Declan Rice, some good friends. Remember, even Emile Smith-Rowe talked about how him and Declan Rice met when he first got his international call-up, and he described Declan Rice as a very, very, very welcoming guy. Declan Rice obviously running and sprinting to really do some recovery. Remember, they last played on Sunday and they had to be playing on Wednesday. So that came into action because they had to play Aston Villa, a team that played on Thursday, and they couldn't play on a Saturday. But they rested for Monday, Tuesday. They're trying to recover, and today is the day for them to do the job. Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah obviously trying their level best to obviously put in the shift as required. Saka obviously looking on, responsible for the goal that Arsenal scored first at Emirates when they're playing against Bayern Munich, and today he's going to be a very pivotal player. Declan Rice all smiles, looking like he was enjoying the tactics in there for you. Kai Havertz, man in action, man in motion, doing the needful. Going back to Germany, his country, where he obviously thrives a lot, and he's going to be one of those players that is not a novice to that audience at Bayern Munich, because he was there in that stadium, I think, before they went ahead to sign him from Bayern Leverkusen, right? because they signed him in 2020. That is it. They signed him in 2020 and he joined the side of Chelsea. So he knows everything there. Arteta issuing instructions to his players, and look at Gabriel Magalhaes behind him. I think Arteta is not a happy man to Gabriel Magalhaes because he is really off form. Yet Arsenal are gonna have to build everything they're gonna have to do on a very watertight central defense, because when it comes to goals, Arsenal do score, but they fail to score against Aston Villa, and they let in goals. Man, Martinelli, obviously, who never tracked back to really let the first goal in, doing the action that the manager had instructed him to do at full pelt. That is him, and Jakub Kiwior was behind him. Then Zinchenko, a man who people have lots of question marks about his defensive action and play, and he was faulted for the goal that Arsenal had to concede in the second half in the 84th minute through Leon Bailey. That would have gone ahead to do the needful, and his positional sense is always wrong. But I tell you, I got Tomiyasu. That is it. Or Jakub Kiwior. I cannot risk Zinchenko into that game. The only way I can risk Zinchenko in that game is by playing him in the midfield. Zinchenko, Odegaard, and Declan Rice. That is it. Switch Zinchenko into the midfield and see how he does his stuff. Gabriel Jesus trying to lift up or trying to give Bukayo Saka a hand during the last training session as they prepared for this game of football. Then this is Fabio Vieira and Edin Nketiah taking on one another, and Emily Smith-Rowe obviously having a chat with Jorginho as Fabio Vieira really looks on. This is the happiest moment that Arsenal fans have gonna hate to love. You love to see Julian Timber in action. That is it. But it looks like he's not going to be forced back on the field of play, not until the manager believes he's ready. And I think this weekend, or mid this week or this weekend, he might take part into the Arsenal under-23s, or Arsenal under-21s, because it is due time for him to obviously get into some match fitness and see how he's really going to react. 45 minutes in, he was also there to really take on Cedric Soares into the mix, and it looks like he's doing the tackles very well, fully recovered, but match fitness is lacking. Gabriel Magalhaes obviously having a laugh off with Bukayo Saka during the training session, and then Saka looking on with the ball, and he's really gonna be very instrumental into this game, you know, very influential in this game of football, because even the manager of Bayern Munich, Thomas Tuchel, went ahead to obviously talk about him on how they need to see to it that he is really up there. Then Gabriel Magalhaes, Saka, Smile, and lastly Reece Nelson, Benjamin White, Declan Rice, and Eddie Nketiah. That is it. So that's how everything really went in through. But later, after doing that training session, they boarded for Munich and they had some good time in the stadium of Allianz Arena. And that stadium really capacitated 70,000 people. And I tell you, it's really gonna be a very huge encounter tonight. So your thoughts on to how Arsenal have gonna hit to train and get ready for this side are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about everything that Arteta is gonna hit to talk about? And I think Arsenal, let me show you how they were. This is Mikel Arteta. Let me show you a little bit of Mikel Arteta, the Allianz Arena. That is Mikel Arteta at the Allianz Arena with Gabriel Jesus trying to obviously have a laugh over this, and it was like talking to him. And you know, Gabriel Jesus was responsible way back in, I think, 2019-2020 Champions League of really leading the loss of Madrid to Man City in Madrid. And if at all there is a player that you anticipate to be having that heart of a lion, to see to it that this team goes ahead to obviously gate the beating from Arsenal, I think is the guy. He has that heart. Arsenal team obviously at the center circle, obviously having a word with the team, and it was being led by Mikel Arteta. And let me obviously show you something here, very clear, coming in from the X account of Arsenal, such that you guys get to know that Arteta is really serious and he wants he wants this badly. All right, let me show you some of these photos, and you guys are really gonna have what you see. That is Arsenal for you. Players, Arteta trying to address them, and this is the traveling squad for Arsenal down in Munich. You see them there. Then Declan Rice, obviously stepping at the stadium where I would have gone to be playing if at all he never rejected the offer from Bayern Munich. But he's like, I'm here to obviously take it on. Then this is Saliba alongside Gabriel Magalhaes. Central defense partnership, one of the best. It needs to serve a better purpose today at this stadium if Arsenal is to get something special from this game of football. And Mikel Arteta, the gaffer, obviously looking on and was like, we need to do something special to go through. You saw what happened yesterday. A red card was given to Barcelona from nowhere, and PSG went through. But PSG had no chance to go through if at all Barcelona had all the 11 players on the field of play. Then for Borussia Dortmund, who never really got a yellow card, they went through and they beat this side by 4-2. So may the living to God bless you abundantly. It's a Wednesday. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. Ciao, ciao. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit that magic number of 21,000 subscribers. We out.